So this time I'm in Angeles City, often referred to as the Pattaya of the Philippines. I think you can see that this side of town is really quite well to do if you're up on this main road. The road's in good condition, it's very safe. Like I say, huge amount of franchises and other such businesses here. It looks like they are building a new shopping centre directly opposite the one that they've already got, which you can see is going to have, well, at least 3 floors. Behind me there is the SM Clark shopping mall. It's the main shopping centre for the whole area. But this is our main talking point for the whole city, at least during the day. I was just in there now, and it's a very nice, very large shopping centre. Loads of selection, huge amount of American franchises, big food court, but it's all sort of, well, it's franchise food. This is the main sort of landmark of this whole city. If you Google or TripAdvisor or whatever things to do, at least during the day, that's pretty much it. That's your lot. So why have I come here? Well, it's supposed to have a very good nightlife. And down here and just to the right is where I believe I might find the nightlife situation. Obviously it's daytime right now, but I'm just going to have a look around so I know what to expect. Back to my hotel, shower, I might go to the gym, and then it's going to have to be a few pints tonight, because really, from what people have said, there's no point in coming here if you don't want to go for a few beers. Fucking hell, it's loud there, isn't it? This is Fields Avenue. Now this is where the action is. This is sort of, as far as I plan on going, the ABC Hotel. It was a little bit too expensive for my taste, but apparently there are good pool parties up there, especially on a Saturday. You can pay, you don't have to stay there, you can just pay and you go on a Saturday, and the pool party happens up top. Supposed to be lots of nice ladies there. Like I say, it's not Saturday today, and the hotel itself was a little bit more than I would normally spend, and so it's not where I'm staying. This is the main entertainment area. It's a little bit further down here, but I'm starting a little bit further away from it. I'm showing you what it looks like in the daytime. You would obviously have to come here at night time if you really want to see the action. I am coming here tonight, but I'm not going to be getting my camera out and shoving it in girls' faces while they're, you know, doing whatever they're doing. So I'll give you a rough idea of where you're supposed to go according to what I've heard, and then it's on you, innit? This must be like a gay bar or something, this Hercules, because it's got pictures of all the boys that work there with their tops off. Or I suppose it could be for the girls, it doesn't have to be a gay bar. And then as we head further down, we're going to start meeting, I believe, more and more sort of girly bars. And there's one that was recommended to me that is supposed to be the main nightclub. It's called the Mega Dance Hall, and apparently that's where you go if you really want to meet a lady, especially if you don't want to go to the usual sort of bar fine route. Give you a feel for the place, really, give you a little look at what I'm seeing here as I walk around for the first time. I guess that's like a bat bus type thing, probably runs in the same circle all the time. There's hundreds of them here in this car park, a few beggars. Actually, that's one thing I will say. So something positive that I'll say based on my couple of hours walking around so far compared with Manila is that there isn't like a load of beggars and children trying to take things off you and that, and then it just feels more safe. Let's keep walking. Obviously some work still going on here. I get the feeling looking about the place that it feels like and I might be wrong in saying this, you can correct me if you know the area much better than me, which won't be hard, but it feels like it's a little bit of a work in progress. Like they haven't quite finished making it what they want it to be yet, and I feel like it might only be a few years away from looking a bit different. Whether you think that's a good thing or not depends on what you're looking for. Men's haircut, 90 pesos. That's about 60 baht. You know, you wouldn't get your hair cut in Samui for 60 baht, let me tell you that now. So I think we're coming into the more central part of town now. So you can see in front of me here there's a place called Red Street, which I believe is the main red light district. But as you can see, I'm guessing at night time these clubs would have girls and stuff in them as well, alright? Again, I've never been here before, but I feel fairly confident making that assumption.
So this is the famous Red Street, formerly called Walking Street, and I'm recording this around a week later after I've had a chance to go down to Subic and look around, and I'm returning here just for one evening. So we'll have a look down Red Street here, and I can tell you that if we were walking down here without the camera, even at this time of the day, a lot of the clubs have people outside, reps and stuff, that will be approaching us. But as I do have the camera on, no one is going to want to talk to us at all. I've noticed, especially in the evening, it's one way to make yourself something of a social pariah. So we'll head down anyway, and I'll take the risk. It's not all just girly bars and stuff. There are other types of businesses on the street. Okay. But I'm just going to keep the camera face central, which will hopefully avoid any confrontations. But you can check out the different types of businesses as we're walking along. So right now we're walking down towards Fields Avenue. We began at the far end of where we were earlier, and it has to be said, it's a hell of a walking street. In terms of comparing it with Pattaya, I don't think, I mean, I can see why the comparison exists, but I think comparing it to Pattaya is overstepping the mark. Even sort of the second or third busiest streets in Pattaya would knock this away. Now, if there was more people here, I definitely think you could compare this with, say, Bangla Road. In fact, it's bigger, it's longer. In many ways, I think it might even be better than Bangla Road. But the numbers aren't here in terms of partying. A lot of the right-hand side of the business, at least when you're walking in this direction on the right, businesses have closed down, and like there's a for sale sign there, for example, you'll see. And it's not the only one. There's quite a few places on this street that are currently available. There was also a sports bar towards the end of the street near Fields Avenue called Envy, which apparently was considered an institution around here for many, many years. And despite their good reputation and having been around for years, they were apparently still losing money.
There's some rumors that Envy is closing, and it is. They're tired of putting money into it. It's just going bankrupt.
Behind me here is what would have been or should have been Paradise Sports Bar. Apparently a good place to come out, do a bit of pre-drinking, really good pool tables, a few women. So in front of us is Rob's Gastropub. No longer exists, but strangely there's reviews on it on Google as recently as like a week ago. Another one from a month ago, both gave it 5 stars. What is still there, just next door, that's the entrance to the Wild Aces if you want to go and play some poker. It doesn't actually say it says Rob's Gastropub above it, but that is the Wild Aces. I guess it used to be a bit further down, they've moved it up here now. It seems that Philippines hasn't bounced back from COVID the way that Thailand did and has. Thailand is receiving record numbers of tourists. Apparently quite a lot of businesses that were sort of institutions around here did really well prior to COVID, and now, well, you can see they don't even exist. So, for example, this is not long after midnight, and I'm sat here having a beer at Coco Mo's, and I'm gonna get some chicken noodle soup. You can see it's very quiet. It's a Monday night. It's a Monday night, but it's not busy, is it? I'll show you the pub I'm in. There is some people here, but it's not packed.
Now, I didn't go into many of these go-go bars. In fact, I was only inside one, and I spent all my time just talking to one of the old waitresses. So I'm not the best man to talk to about this, but I am a single man at the moment, and I am also on Tinder. So I can tell you that there are no shortage of very beautiful women here in the Philippines, and a lot of them are just normal ladies. In any case, on the right just here we have Viking Bar. If you do want to go down the go-go route, this seems like one of the biggest and best bars in town. In fact, it was so busy that a lot of the time there was like 15 or 20 girls sat outside. So on the left just here is a restaurant that's good for doing a bit of people watching, if you don't mind being asked if you want to buy Cialis every 10 seconds. It's called Kokomo's or Kokomo's. I'm not sure, I've been mispronouncing everything since I got here, but it's not too bad in there. So what are my own first impressions of Angeles City? Well, as I've said already, I think it's probably still being developed and might look quite different in the coming years. This style of holiday is on the decline, I think. Even in Thailand now, as I say, most people are looking for holidays away from this sort of... Even if you talk about Pattaya, for example, they are trying to clean up the image of Pattaya so that people don't think about this sort of thing when they are thinking of Pattaya. They also want families there and people that are staying in high-end resorts. So for me personally, I haven't seen much of the Philippines yet. I've been in Manila for quite a while. I've seen Tagaytay and Taong, Subic, Olongapo. I like all of those places. This is the one place that I've been to so far in the Philippines that I don't think I need to revisit or wouldn't be in a rush to do so. But that said, you could just say that this type of holiday is wasted on me. When I lived in Phuket, I was very rarely in Patong. When I've lived in Samui, I very rarely went to Shaweng or to the full moon party. But if I was going to go crazy for a weekend, there's no doubt my first choice would be Pattaya. So on the left just here we have the Mega Dance Centre, which I mentioned earlier, and directly next door to that is another nightclub called Hammer, and this video was taken in one of them, but I can't remember which one because I was hammered at the time. It was the end of the night and I was just about to go home. And so that's the end of our tour of Red Street. I will just say, as we come back onto Fields Avenue, on a slightly negative note, I don't recommend that bar called Phillies. I went in there, I didn't like the food or the atmosphere, that's all I'll say. If you do want to eat in the area, this is my recommendation. It's called the Swiss Chalet. It was recommended to me by an American ex-Marine when we were talking about how the food around here just wasn't very good. I've just been in there now and there's about 20 people in there. There was about 20 people in there eating. I got a chicken schnitzel and it was very, very nice.